Good day to all of you, especially to Ma'am Ruth. Good day, ma'am. I am Vilya Sorio May, and for today's video, we're going to discuss about factors influencing and affecting second language learning. So without any further ado, let's move on to our discussion. So as we noticed that some learners learn new language more quickly than other because this was influenced by several factors. Yet some other learners are not very successful in learning new language and there are some crucial factors affecting their success. So in this discussion, we're going to discuss factors influencing and affecting second language learning. So second language refer to the language or a foreign language of a person aside from his or her native language. So here are the following factors that influence second language learning. So we have age, motivation, experience, and cognitive. So let's deep down our understanding in regards to these factors that influence second language learning. So first, let's discuss the age. So children who already have a solid literacy skills in their own language seems to be in the best position to acquire a new language efficiently. So second language learning is influenced by the age of the learner in which older learners were having a hard time learning compared to younger learners because a child learned better at language acquisition. In addition to that, in child's development, there is a stage where they can easily adapt and learn language compared to an adult after puberty. They may experience difficulty in learning a language because their brain lacks ability of adaptation. And the next one is motivation. Refers to the internal factors of language learners in a language learning process. This is because motivation drives person interest, influencing how much effort is to put into learning a language. Motivation of learners plays an important role in their success. So we should make a way to motivate a learner to learn because when a person is motivated, learning would be easy on them. So there are two types of motivation. It is the intrinsically motivated and extrinsically motivated. So let's discuss first what is intrinsically motivated. It is a person learning language without wanting something. So it is like their own desire and interest to learn. So a good example of this is a Korean fanboy or a Korean fangirl who are fan on watching Korean movies. So as they continue to watch movies, they develop a desire to learn their language interestly. So that is how intrinsically motivated. So another one is intrinsically motivated. It is a person learn language due to some factors such as promotion, job interview, and etc. So, for example, when you are having a job overseas, you are forced to be motivated to learn their new language because it is for you to communicate them well. So, intrinsically is a behavior that expects a reward. So, for example, a praise or a positive feedback. So, the next one is we have experience. So learners who have acquired a general knowledge and experience are in strong position to develop a new language. So for example, the student who has already lived in different countries and has been exposed to a various language and culture has a strong base learning a further language than the student who hasn't had such experience. So lastly, we have a cognitive. Cognitive ability may sometimes define a person's academic ability or a person's cognitive ability or learning disability influence their ability to learn. A student with greater cognitive ability will make the faster progress, and some linguists believe that there is a specific innate language learning ability that is stronger in some students than others. Cognitive are mainly concerned with the individual minds as a process of information, and it plays a part in bringing about a higher and lower level of language mastery. Through the process of cognition, the human brain can absorb and retain information. It teaches you to minimize your brain potential and make it easier to connect new information with existing ideas and deepening our memory. Let's discuss the factors affecting second language learning. So here are some factors that affect our second language learning. So we have learners' inhibition, lack of motivation, lack of proper vocabulary, and anxiety. So let's dig deeper in regards to these factors that affect second language acquisition. Let's discuss first learners' inhibition. The most common problem encountered by learner in a language acquisition process is learning inhibition. Inhibition is referred to a temperamental tendency to display wariness, fearfulness, or restraint in response to unfamiliar people, object, and situation. This factor, often considered to be a particular problem for adolescents who are more self-conscious than younger learners. It is a defense which we place between ourselves and other that can prevent us from communicating in a foreign language. Because inhibition discourages risk taking, which is necessary in for progress in language learning. Next is lack of motivation. Lower motivation level or lack of motivation is another reason for hindering the learners from active participation in speaking activities. Lack of motivation is also like lack of passion. There are no goals, desire, or willingness to learn. A lack of motivation is a major barrier to a student learning, and without a desire to succeed, students often end up doing a bare minimum amount of his or her energy in learning, which sometimes it results in learning as going through the motion of learning and not retaining information. Next is we have lack of proper vocabulary. A rich vocabulary makes the skill of listening, speaking, reading, and writing easier to perform when you are working. Memory is not loaded with hesitation about the correct spelling, pronunciation, and contextual use of the words. You can concentrate fully on the other aspects of language, such as using the precise sentence structure and appropriate expression for the type of conversation that is going on. Vocabulary is clearly important for language as it underpins all other language skills and can be a stepping stone to a high-level language use and can help students to achieve fluency faster. Because vocabulary is the basic of all language and it is the raw building blocks that we can use to express our thoughts and ideas, information, understand others, and personal relationships. You must to have a significant vocabulary to be able to learn new words from the text. Learners who know more words are able to know those words to learn even more. So next time when you are improving and studying, keep in mind that improving your vocabulary means improving your capacity to learn. And lastly, we have anxiety. Speaking of second language or foreign language in public, especially in front of native speaker, often leads to anxiety. Sometimes extreme anxiety results in the learners being tongue-tied or lost of words in an unexpected situation, leading to discouragement and general sense of failure in the learners. Research has shown that feeling of anxiety are factors that can affect a person's ability to acquire a second language. So for example, an anxious learner, though their skills in language were weaker than their peers and they were looking down at them, as a result, they are more afraid now and felt anxious when speaking and learning a second language. Anxiety is quite possibly the effective factor that obstruct the learning process because it is associated with negative feelings such as uneasiness, frustration, and self-doubt. It has a negative effect on self-esteem and confidence. whereas it makes learners shy and afraid in a foreign language class because they were afraid of making a mistake in speaking and reading. So that would be all of my report, and thank you for watching.